Hello and welcome to the Veterans Corner. The Veterans Corner is a show dedicated to our veterans, their families, and all those who support the veterans. My name is Chuck Woodin and I'll be your host. We have some special guests here tonight from the auxiliary from Unit 209, the Forestville post, the American Legion. Welcome to the show. Jen McLeod, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Jen is the recently elected president of the Unit 209, and also recently elected as a District 1 president. Congratulations on both of those.
Oh, thank you.
You got your hands full this year, I'm sure. And Jane Wright. Jane, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Jane is the immediate past president for Unit 209 in Forestville. You actually did what, 3 years, 4 years, 3 years? But welcome. It's great to have you here. We thought that this was an important show to have to let the folks out there know what you do. There's a lot of stuff that you do that the general public doesn't really know about. So it's really great to have you here. Let's jump right into this. I have a number of questions for you, and hopefully we'll breeze through those nice and comfortably. Can you tell us about the American Legion Auxiliary? Some history about the organization. Jen.
So in 1919, a group of ladies got together who wanted to support the homecoming veterans and their families that were still here while they were off at wartime. So they formulated the American Legion Auxiliary to support the American Legion in the hope of helping as many veterans and families as possible. And to date, we are close to 1 million members going into our 100th year of inception. That's a great milestone. And we remain the largest female patriotic organization.
It runs suit right with the American Legion, who's the world's largest wartime veterans organization. How and when did you become involved, both of you? Jane, when?
I started I was joined up in 2008. My husband heard about the American Legion through a coworker in upstate New York.
Yeah.
So we looked on the website and I found out I was eligible through my father, who was a U.S. Air Force veteran. So I brought in his DD-214 and went to a local American Legion and went to a meeting and signed up. So then after that, I transferred over to another unit nearby, and within 6 months I was elected president, and then I've been president for various years after that.
It's it's addictive once you get involved. You may not be saying that at the end of your term serving as two presidents, but it is once you start getting involved, and every organization has a mission statement, no matter what organization it may be. Can you share with the viewers the auxiliary's mission statement? May it be, I'm sure it's the same on the national level as it is with the unit.
It is. Our mission statement is to support the American Legion, their aims and purposes by mutual helpfulness, and our motto is service, not self. So we run our unit and do the things that we do with that mission in mind of service, not self.
Yeah. It's, I know one of your missions is supporting the veterans and the post and all the activities that go with that.
Right.
Can you elaborate as to how you're accomplishing that at Post 209?
I think Jane has some good examples. We do, by helping the post, we go out and set up tables at various businesses and greet the public. And all we really do is greet the public and say good morning and answer any questions they might have. That's just one of the ways that we help our area. And then I think you discussed a few others.
Yeah, we support Laurel Girls State. It helps junior girls in school learn about leadership and the political arena, and it helps them for future scholarships. We also help with community service and Americanism, VA&R, and children and youth.
Yeah. The Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation,
Yes.
the VA&R.
Yeah, it's VA&R, right?
You know, the Girl State is held where the Boy State is, up in Eastern Connecticut, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a 1 week long program where the girls run a leadership of form a
Towns, isn't it?
towns,
It's the
and
same.
yeah.
They form their own governments. They form their own towns, and then they elect their own officials. They pass their own laws and try and create bills to run it just like the regular government, to learn how that works. The other thing this year, uniquely, they shared Facebook Live messages at the end of each day saying what each town did, things they accomplished, also the news of the day outside of Laurel Girl State and how it affected them inside Laurel Girl State. So.
I've been up there for Boy State in the past, and it's really something to see. And what a lot of people don't realize for Girl State and Boy State, there's some very high-profile individuals nationwide that have attended both Boys and Girl State. It's really something that, you know, if any of the students in the high schools have any ambitions to go that route, you know, in politics, you know, it's a great way to learn. The programs with the auxiliary. I mean, can you tell us some of the we touched a little bit about some of the programs. Can you go more detailed on what the auxiliary is involved with as far as the programs?
Like children and youth, we collect purchase of Josh dogs as a kit, so that any deployments we give out Josh dogs to deployed children of veterans that the children can hold on to until their loved one, until their mom or dad come home from the service. Also, VA&R is Christmas shops where we
it's right around the Christmas time. You take everything from Rocky Hill, the headquarters, right, and then you transport it all down to West Haven.
Yes. Yeah, and we buy gifts, and so that the veteran who lived there can pick out gifts for their loved one at Christmas time without having to purchase anything. So we help wrap the gifts and bring them to their room so that they have something to give.
Yeah.
It costs them nothing.
Yeah, in the past, I've actually been involved with that, you know, bringing the truck down to West Haven. And it's not only West Haven, it's up at Rocky Hill at the hospital, where you're going room to room, you know, dropping off the care packages. You know, I know the Legion helps you with that, but that's all sponsored and initiated by the American Legion Auxiliary.
Pretty much run entirely by the American Legion Auxiliary.
You guys bag everything, and it's. I know it's a long process.
We also raise funds every year so that we can purchase new items to donate, or you can also give money, but our unit chooses to buy our own gifts to take out to donate.
Yeah. It's and you know, for those that have had the opportunity to go up to the hospitals, may it be Rocky Hill or West Haven, it's pretty rewarding, you know, to see the look on their faces when you hand them those gifts. Not only that, for the bingos, I know you guys are involved with the bingos up there also. But you know, one of the biggest things that people know the auxiliary for is the poppies. You know, let's talk about the poppies, the history of it. You know, let the viewers know about what you guys do with the poppies.
So in 1921, the ladies of the auxiliary had veterans that were making these poppies, and it's become to symbolize the bloodshed protecting the Americans' freedom following wartime. And there's a poem called In Flanders Field, and it's about where the poppies grow and about the soldiers that were left on the field. So we, as auxiliary members, give those out. We offer those to people to remind them of the sacrifices that were made.
Yeah.
So, did you have anything to add to that?
No.
That was actually in Flanders Field. A lot of people don't realize it, but that was actually written by a Canadian officer. Mm-hmm. He actually wrote it. I forgot where or when it was written. I thought it's probably during World War II, but that's a part of the history of the poppy that, you know, and Flanders Fields, I should say, that they really don't know about.
Excuse me, Chuck. It was during World War I.
World War I? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's close.
Yeah.
It was one of the world wars.
A great one. Yeah.
But with any organization, you must be involved in the community service. Organizations can't survive unless you are involved with the community. What has Unit 209 been doing in the Forestville area or beyond?
We've been marching in the Memorial Day Parade this year. We were involved with this year's annual fishing derby. Can you think of anything else?
We'll be making a float for the Mum Festival Parade this year so that we can get ourselves out there. We help promote the Veteran Strong Community Center. We are very fortunate to have the person who runs that, Donna Dogman, as one of our members.
Yeah, Donna's been on this show a number of times. She's full of information, and this show obviously is geared to helping the veterans, and she's been quite a strong point in the veteran community, you know, helping them out.
Right. The other thing we did is we helped, we adopted a family at Christmas last year in conjunction with the Legion.
Yeah.
It was a family of 7 children, so it was quite a challenge, but we provided gifts and meal for Christmas for all of these children.
It's, you know, there's a lot of individuals out there that are in need of help. I know where 209 meets, they take a lot of donations for families around Christmas time, the holidays. You know, let's talk about the inception of 209, Unit 209. Was there a lot that went into it to start the unit?
It wasn't too bad. It came to pretty quickly. 2014, the Post 209 got their charter, and it was followed by the Sons of American Legion, and then I got together, recruited 10 auxiliary members, and got a copy of the charter and got the members together and wrote up our Constitution and bylaws, which was copied from a template with a few tweaks, and got it signed and authorized by the department, and that was it.
And does it have to go through national to
Yes, it was sent to national to get a number.
Yeah, a lot of the viewers don't realize that the American Legion, their national headquarters is in Indianapolis, and it's the same thing with the auxiliary. Now, another thing people don't realize is that the auxiliary and the American Legion are actually separate organizations.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of confusing for a lot of people because we are part of the same family. It's just we're separate in the sense of the organizational structure. But it's. I remember when you were going through, getting the unit together, all of you. The biggest thing is trying to get the numbers to qualify to send it up to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Okay. It's there's a lot that goes into putting that together, and you reap the benefits afterwards. I mean, I know you guys have done an awful lot for the community. You're continuously out there, and that's a great thing. What are some of the perks as far as being a member of the auxiliary?
So one of the biggest perks is that we were granted $5,000 in free life insurance through the American Legion. So when we get a new member, we give them the card, they put their member number on, they send it in. So if something happens to them while they are at an auxiliary function, their family would be granted $5,000 to help with their expenses. Several other things are we get discounts on travel and lodging. We have, if you're a member for more than 3 years and you have a child or grandchild who's ready to go to college, we have several scholarship opportunities. There is discounts and they change all the time. So like Dell computers, insurance benefits. The biggest ones, like I've recently used the travel discounts for the rental cars and flights, restaurants, things like that.
It adds up.
It does, yeah.
I mean, are there any more perks that you've seen, Jane, or is anything that
I just remember calling Papa John's and getting 25% off my order.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of these same or businesses are right there with the American Legion too. Applebee's and a lot of there's a lot more than people think. And I know that there's a list of all the benefits on the website. Which we'll go over, in a few minutes as far as letting the viewers know how to get more information. As far as fundraising, you can't do everything that you do without a bank account. How do you go about raising the funds to give back to the community?
Our junior vice last year put together a calendar raffle. And so we gathered 30 items, gift cards, military books, Stop and Shop gift cards.
Coffee baskets.
Yeah, a lot of various bagels, just 30 different items, and took pictures of each one and put them into a calendar so that every day of the month someone's name would be pulled and that person would win that day, and then their name would go back into the pot and be eligible to win another prize. So we raised a lot of money on that, and that helped us finance a lot of our programs, promote a lot of our programs last year.
Yeah, and I know you guys also work in conjunction with the Post.
We work closely with the Post.
Yeah, as far as fundraising and all that.
Yeah, we're very unique. Our Post and unit are very unique in that when we work together, we share the benefit, and that's very unique to our Post and unit. Not other posts don't do that.
Yeah, it's the American Legion. They promote the family. I know firsthand that Post 209 is one of the one of the few posts that actually really take that to heart. You're there to help the veterans. The sons are there to help the veterans, and working as a team to get to the primary goal, and that's serving the community. So I mean, it's been one thing. I've been around the state and I've seen a lot of posts, and I can tell you that Unit 209, along with the posts, should be proud of itself. For everything that they do, working together as one, as it's supposed to be. What are some of the requirements to become members of the auxiliary?
Well, you can have. So in my case, I'm in through my spouse. My husband's an Air Force veteran, so I came in under with his discharge. However, I could have been eligible through my stepdad, who was a Marine. My mother is a 26-year auxiliary member, and she actually transferred to us so we could charter. My daughters and granddaughter are in under my husband, who is their stepdad, step-grandfather. But your grandfather, alive or deceased, if they're alive, they have to be a member of the American Legion. if they're deceased, then you just have to prove that they served during wartime.
Yeah.
And we just learned that you don't have to have their discharge paper for that. You can have the obituary that shows that they served during wartime. So it makes it a little bit easier because people are having trouble finding
Gravestone.
discharge. Yeah, gravestone, exactly. Yeah. So people were having trouble getting the discharge papers. So there was just an email from National saying that we don't need that anymore.
We've heard that so many times just for the sons and where's my, actually just for veterans themselves. Sometimes you misplace, you replace the your DD-214, which is your discharge papers from the service. So it's, if somebody were to try to get in touch with Unit 209, how would they do it?
Our website is ala4veterans.org, or you can email jennifer41199@gmail.com.
Yeah. And
we have a Facebook page, ALA Connecticut Unit 209. It's a Facebook page.
Yeah, that's great. Have you had many hits on the
Yeah,
Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have either one of you been out to Indianapolis?
I'm a Hoosier by birth. So yes, I've been out there, and my mother and I have toured the Legion offices and the auxiliary offices. And my uncle is on the wall, so we also go to the monuments in Indiana so that we can say, pay respects to him.
Yeah. Yeah. I personally have never been out, been able to get out there.
Yeah, me neither.
It's supposed to be an amazing, headquarters out there. And initially they were in D.C. in the very beginning, and then they moved out to Indianapolis.
It's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. A lot of the ornate work, the old desks. It's steeped in history. It really is a place to go and visit. Yeah.
So, it's, we only got a couple minutes left. I want to tell you, it was great having you. I think a lot of folks out there don't really know. They hear about it, the auxiliary, the American Legion Auxiliary, but they really don't know what you guys do. And hopefully this show will, educate the public. And, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of women who are eligible, and they don't even know it. So hopefully your information gave them, a little insight in that, and hopefully, who knows? I know that Unit 209 is always looking for new members.
Yes,
so,
we are.
In this organization, any other organization, you need to grow to be successful. So, that's about all the time that we have. I do want to say a few things. This is the first show that we've had since we've had the full crew. Me and John Wright has been a director of this show since day one. This is number 77, actually. We've taped 77 shows. And John's been with me since day one. For a while there that we had just him. So it's been difficult. This is the first time we've actually had a full crew, and it's actually an honor and a pleasure to have them here. I know on the camera we got Bob Getz, Matt Knowlton, Monique Melanson-Hunter. They're on the cameras right now, bringing this show to you. In the control room, we got director John Wright. Audio is Bruce Barton. Graphics is Lizzie Crawford. The tech director is Joe Sanborn Jr. I want to thank each and every one of them for making this show go forward. And with also our sponsors. Our sponsors, you're one of our sponsors, Post 209. And that encompasses Unit 209, the Post, Squadron 209, Chapter 209, and without you. And we also had Pam Shea, who gave us a very generous donation toward this show.